All right. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining this Adaptive Planning Power Series. Really three micro sessions. The first one today. And this webinar series is really created to show you quick ways to make your planning more efficient and to make it more impactful. And again, this is the first of three. I'm JP. I'm a solution consultant working for Revelwood. And for the ones that don't know that, Revelwood is a global Workday Adaptive Planning partner. So a little bit about today. So today's session is on active dashboarding. And really what active dashboarding does is it really reduces the toggling between your sheets, between your reports and dashboards, in a way that you can see the impact of an input within one of your versions instantly. And therefore you can make faster and more informed decisions. All right. So without further, one more slide. So what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to demonstrate a pre-built dashboard. And the second one, which is I think the most excited part, is I'm going to show you how you build an active dashboard from scratch. All right. So let's dive into things. So what you see is a dashboard. And it's an active dashboard. Why? Because we have certain visuals that you see in the top. But what we also have is we have a planning sheet, just a simple one for expenses, and a report where we can look at variances between two versions. So we have everything that Adaptive has to offer on one screen. Okay. And let me just clear all my drawings. So you don't have to flip between sheets, dashboards, and reports. You can just see everything on one page. And to highlight that, to show you that, let's first look at this OpEx per month. So what we see in this graph is we see our OpEx spent within our current forecast. We see our OpEx target, and we also see a line that says if we are underutilizing or overutilizing that target. So what you see in July and August and September, we're kind of overutilizing the target, but in October, November, and December, we still have some budget left for our spend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put in some more training budget. We have some money left, so I might as well spend it on training, which is always useful. So I'm just using a standard sheet. And what I'm doing is I'm just copying in the number on the training cost and copy it forward till the end of the version, right? So this is going to impact the KPIs and the graphs that I have on my dashboard instantly, right? So what we see, if we look at OpEx, for instance, if we make that a little bit bigger, there's an increase in OpEx of 41K. But also we see that our target has increased because we have more cost. We're now overutilizing the target a little bit. And you also see this in the OpEx per month. So this has now changed to 100.9% in October and a little bit more in November and December. So what I've just did is I was able to just see the impact of an input instantly across all of my dashboards. um, my sheet, but also reports. So if I look at this variance report, which compares the current forecast to my previous forecast, and if I scroll down a little bit, there I will see that also my training cost has gone up. Well, actually, I don't see it because I'm in September, but if I go to October, where I've put in that number, we will see that the variance is there on training. So really useful to also have your reports on a dashboard. Right, so let's move into the more interesting part, actually building a dashboard like this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cheat a little bit, so I'm just going to copy a KPI chart, and I'm going to copy it to my workforce dashboard. I always do that because then I can keep all of the formatting and every KPI chart looks the same. But what I want to show on this KPI is not total operating expenses, but I want to show total payroll. So let's put it there, and let's also change the name. Right, there we go. And I'm also going to put total FTE on here. And for that, I just need to select total FTE, which is coming from my personnel model or workforce planning model. So let me just select that and also quickly change the name. Right, so now we have two workforce related KPIs. Now let's also put in a column chart. And what I want to do in this column chart is I want to compare my total FTE to my new hires and to my terminations. So let's put in FTE first, and then let's also put in terminations. And you see me using the search function a lot. It's just way quicker if you know what the account is called. And I also want to put new hires on here. Right. So this is all data visualization. So now I can see, okay, I have some new hires in Jan, some in March, some in April. I have a termination in March. So that's all useful information. But now if you're planning, the KPIs and the column charts will change, of course. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put in my workforce planning model and make some changes to the plan. So let's make this nice and big. Let's select the sheet. Right, so I have a lot of sheets in my model. Workforce planning is all the way at the bottom. Um, so now, just in a couple of minutes, you're able to create a active dashboard. And what we can now do is make some changes to the actual workforce planning model and look at the impact on our KPIs. So I have a couple of employees here. I have a new hire that is supposed to start in September, but actually I'm going to delay that and I want to look at what the impact is. So let me save that. So that's going to have a positive impact on payroll. So because I only have 3 months left for total payroll cost for that new hire. And we see the impact straight away on the total payroll. Um, Another, I think, a great thing to do on a dashboard is if you want to do some more detailed analysis on more than just the time level currency and version. Adaptive, the dashboards will allow you to add more dimensions to the dashboard. So I'm just going to add the grade dimension, which is linked to the employee, and then it will become available as a drop-down in the dashboard. So now if I just want to look at data on a director level for total FTE, for total payroll, I can do that quite easily, right? So now we see total payroll for the director is 260K. It's one FTE, and we see that he was hired in October, and there's one FTE in each month. So really, that was what I wanted to show you in Adaptive. And just to recap, active dashboards, they are perfect if you want to compare your data visualization with your data input, and you can put all of your dashboards visuals on there, but also sheets and reports. Great. Just to wrap things up, there's gonna be a session 2, and that's gonna be around what if scenario planning, really using personal scenarios that will allow you to spin up what if scenarios very quickly. And also, if you combine it with active dashboards, you can see the impact of a driver change in a what if scenario and really deliver insights instantly. Keep an eye out for our event page. Also keep an eye out for your email because the next session will be scheduled soon. All right, thanks everyone for joining. Hope to see you all in the next session, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.